Hey guys, this is Patty B within the hauler. I got another firearm I'd like to share with y'all. This is the Systems CR920, chambered in 9mm. The CR920 is a polymer frame striker fired pistol that feeds from either flush fit 10 round or extended 13 round magazines. You know, Shadow Systems, has been making, some upscale Glock clones for a few years now. While their designs aren't really groundbreaking, they give you, the proven Glock design with some additional features. The CR920 is basically a Glock 43 size pistol, but instead of single stack, you get double stack magazines. Now these magazines are proprietary, they don't fit anything else, and nothing else fits in the CR920, which basically gives the, the CR920 a SIG P365 or Springfield Hellcat or, Smith & Wesson Shield Plus size form factor. Really similar in size. The CR920 is slightly longer, but other than that, they are pretty darn close. The CR920 also fits in Glock 43X and 48 holsters, which is a definite plus because, there's a ton of holster options already out there for this pistol. I think this has been out, like a year, maybe two at the most, so it's still fairly new to the market. But this thing's new to me. I just picked this up, haven't shot it yet. So, pretty excited about taking this out and run a bunch of rounds through it and see how she does. Specs on this, got a 3.4 inch barrel, and it weighs 18.1 ounces on my scale with an empty magazine. Features on this, the polymer lower feels really good in your hand. All the Shadow Systems line has some really nice texture on it, which if you compare it to a Glock 48, the texture on this isn't nearly as good. It does have this nice beaver tail up here. That's kind of a trademark of Shadow Systems. They all have that long beaver tail. So if you got meaty hands, kind of like I do, you don't have to worry about slide bite. Controls, straight Glock. It does have a nice double undercut under the trigger guard. And the trigger on this, it's not too bad. It's kind of a mix between a flat face and a curved trigger. That pull to the wall, a little bit of mush, and then she breaks. There's your reset. So on my trigger scale, this thing measured just under 5 pounds. It averaged about 4 3/4. Definitely for what this pistol is designed for, that trigger is more than good enough. You do have a nice light rail out here, which is always good. Now there's several different variations of the 920. You've got the budget foundation line and all the way to the elite on top. This one's kind of a middle of the road. So it does have some nice slide cuts, but not as many as the high-end models. But this does have a front tritium sight where the budget models just have a white dot. And then it is optics ready. It has that cool Shadow Systems optics mounting system to where everything's direct mount. You don't have to use plates, which is pretty cool. Now takedown on this is, it's Glock, so I'm not gonna take it down. Everyone probably knows how to do that, but super simple, super easy. For me, the biggest competition for me is I love the SIG P365. A lot of times, especially if I'm lazy, I'm just gonna pocket carry, and this little thing just slides right into your pocket pretty nice. So definitely going to see how it compares to the P365 because it's got an uphill battle because I really love that pistol. It's teeny, but I shoot it well. So excited to see how this thing's going to compare against that. Well, let's take this bad boy outside, ring a bunch of steel, and see how this thing does. All right, I probably just got through saying I hadn't shot this before, but between making that part of the video and this part of the video, I have. A buddy came out yesterday and we put about 200 rounds through it. It went pretty good, not perfect. We did have a few malfunctions, but they seemed to clear up after we got about 150 through it. The last 50 went really good. Shadow Systems recommends a 200 round break-in before you carry it. So this thing's got 200. I'm gonna press on today, put a couple hundred more through it. This thing should be good and broke in, or if it's still having issues, we'll see it on camera. Because unfortunately, the malfunctions we had yesterday, I didn't have the camera out. So, but anyways, it's got 200. Let's put 200 more, see how it does. All right, so far so good. What do you think about that thing?
Well, I tell you what, I like it a lot better than the Glock 48 or the 43X.
Well, you didn't shoot those good, but you know, that's their kissing cousin. You think that's a little bit better?
No, I definitely think it's better. The sights are a little off for me, but no, I think the recoil is a lot less on it.
All right, step back about 15 yards or so. Let's see how the little guy can shoot it a little farther. All right, not too bad. You know, being a righty, I'm shooting her a touch low and a touch left, but hey, she shoots pretty good. The sights are excellent, which definitely help. Trigger, not bad. Let's try that 25-yard plate. All right, we're going to try to stretch it out and hit that 40-yard plate. All right, not terrible. Hit it more than I missed it. All right, back inside from shooting the CR920. Man, good day to go out there and shoot, and this thing shot pretty darn well. You know, we did have some issues in the first 150 rounds, and then we put 250 after that with 0 malfunctions. Thing ran like a champ, and you know, the more it shot, the better I got at shooting it. I feel like you know, with a good grip, good trigger, good sights, you know, once you get used to something, you can shoot it pretty well, and this was no exception. I feel like this is what the Glock 43X should have been. You know, instead of the single stack 10-round mag, you get a Glock 43 size pistol with a double stack, or stack and a half, I guess. But yeah, a lot of fun to shoot. And so this thing's got 400 rounds through it and hasn't had any malfunctions after about the first 150. Still can't quite shoot as good as my P365, but you know, I'm getting a little better every time I shoot it. I'm going to continue to shoot it and put more rounds through it and see if it can rival my, you know, my favorite carry gun. But definitely impressed with this. It just comes with everything you need. And yeah, I'm going to keep shooting it, and I'm going to enjoy it. So, you know, I guess if you're a Glock guy and you want something, you know, in this size, you know, but you know, the Glock doesn't make one, you know, and you were thinking 365 or Hellcat or Shield Plus, But if you're a Glock guy and like the way that works, this is definitely for you, because you get the real baby Glock in this thing. So, well, there you go, guys. Shadow Systems CR920. Y'all have a nice day.